All right, hi everybody. We're going to try this, see how this goes. Let's get into it. So this is session 6. This is all about being a historian and using timelines in your writing. Very important stuff. Very first thing I want you to do, I want you and your partner, or who you chose to sit next to today, I want you to look through this timeline of a very important story, the story of Goldilocks and the Three Bears. And what I want you to do is I want you to pick an event, and I want you to see how it relates to a future event. So again, pick one event, see what the connection is to the future event, see if you can find a connection to a past event, see what the relationships are between these two events. Go ahead, turn and talk and do that work. I'll wait. Okay, so some of you may have seen that number 6 maybe leads to number 7. We have that cause and effect because they came home and they saw all this stuff, and then Goldilocks wakes up and runs away. If they weren't there, she probably wouldn't have run away. You may have also noticed that 3, 4, and 5 kind of go together. There's a relationship there. They seem similar. Okay, so this is what we're going to talk about. Remember that historians not only have to think about good informational writing, they have to think about what makes good history writing. And so your teaching point of the day, or writing tip of the day, is this idea about bringing timelines into our writing and into our drafts. And let me explain how we can do that. You need to do one of two things. Not one of two things, you need to do two things. Number one, we kind of have to stop. It's not about just taking information and taking facts and taking pieces and just information. That would be information overload. What? Hi. So I think I'm remembering where I am. Oh yeah, backing up to the teaching point, because I think I skipped something. The really cool part about this whole thing is you really just need that timeline. Remember the timeline I gave you? There's timelines in all the books that you can use too, but that timeline I gave you last week or so, this is going to be your best friend when it comes to this work. And it's just looking at it. It's thinking deeply and looking closely. But what I was saying before is this idea of putting all that information in. We need our thinking. It's not like you read something and then you take it and then put it down. Like, that's not thinking. Your thinking is asking questions, doing wonderings, answering them with like maybes and mights and I wonder. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to look for patterns. We're going to look for connections. Don't just write facts or information. Write that thinking down using some words, because we're not sure, maybe like maybe and probably. Okay. So we're going to go back to our friend Pearl Harbor. And we've done a lot of work on this. I've gone from this small section all the way down now to adding some more pieces of information and some thinking. And so today I'm going to look at some timeline stuff. So if we look at our timeline, and I know something about Pearl Harbor is here, right? December 7th. So if I think about events that happen afterwards, I see they declared war on Japan, Germany and Italy declare war on the United States. Oh, well, right away that jumps out, doesn't it? So if Japan had never attacked Pearl Harbor, the United States would never have declared war on Japan, and Germany and Italy would not have then been forced to declare war on the United States. Oh, wow. That's a lot of wonderings I have now. That's kind of like what I was tied in to. Maybe the U.S. wouldn't have entered because they weren't fighting yet. And maybe because they didn't enter, this whole thing about, maybe? So like, okay. So wow, this is huge. This is big. The Germans and Italians were forced to declare war on the U.S. I'm guessing Hitler and Mussolini were really angry that Japan did this. They were man, they must have been upset, didn't they? Because now they were forced to go in there. So let me regroup and let me talk about what I did. Again, I just looked one thing. I looked at what happened. Japan attacks Pearl Harbor. United States declare war on Japan. Then Germany and Italy declare war. I had a question. I had a wondering. And I wrote that down. We're going slow. We're going deep. And now I want you to do the same thing. I'm going to leave this timeline up. I want you, with your partner, take a look at some other events. What happened that directly relates to Japan attacking Pearl Harbor? Do that work now. I am going to ask you to put this on a post-it note and turn it in, so you may want to do that work now, but I will give you time too. So please go for it. I'll say, can I get your attention, please? If you haven't finished at the end, you can pause this and have it stop, and then do that work again. I just don't know because I'm not there. You have to think today and every day when you're writing. The thing that is rigorous about this and that you really have to focus on is it's not only is it good writing, is it good. Are you showing good thinking about history? Are you not only following the ideas of information writing, but are you bringing in geography? Are you making speculations? Are you talking about timelines? If you're not, today's the day. Today is the day. You're running out of time. Get that stuff in there. Start writing like a historian if you haven't. And can't wait to see how the day went. All right. Bye, everybody.